Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's been a day. It's been a week. We're here. It's Shabbat. And although there is a lot within our world that we cannot control, we can control what we do at this moment. So turn to someone next to you. And if you don't know them, introduce yourself. If you do know them, share a fun fact about yourself that you think they might not know about you. And if you're joining us through the miracle of modern technology, introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from, and take a moment to wish each other a joy of blessing, a joy of peace, and an introduction of joy. And as we increase the light in our conversations, in our connections, in our relationships, we also bring light into this Shabbat. And so I'd like to invite all those with the last name of Gimbel to come up and do us the honor of lighting our Shabbat candles. We welcome the ministering angels of Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyonim, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyonim, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom.
welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Bishmiyanu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shema echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'lihila lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Toreri, Yivarech u'miori, Uri Uri shidaberi, Kevod Adonai alayich niglach lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Shalom ateret bala, gan v'simcha uv'tzahola, toch emuneh am segula, boichala, boichala. Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela. Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Lefnei Shabbat, Nekabela.
We remain standing as we face the ark and welcome each other to prayer. Baruch Hu, page 146. We read together responsively on page 147. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Through all things past, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari Aravi. And responsively on 148. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
At
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with
truth.
In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Join together on 150. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi b'tzadecha hayom ha'levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We march on, based on We Remember Them by Sylvan Kamens and Rabbi Jack Reamer. When we are weary and in need of strength, we march on. When the parted seas beside us fill us with both awe and trepidation about the future, we march on. When we are confronted with those who seek the destruction of our values and ourselves, we march on. When we have pride in who we are and fear in who knows who we are, we march on. When we celebrate our victories and mourn our defeats, we march on. As long as we live, we will work so others might live, for their journey is our journey, as together we march on. Page 152, we join together. Mi Hamocha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom V'ha'amidenu Shomreinu
Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen,
Shamayim etaref v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asot et haShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש. שבת
וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת
begin our Amidah, page 155.
Without hurting those around me.
want to sing two Hebrew words, Eli and Billy B. Eli, my God, Billy B in my heart. When you think about how you approach this Shabbat, this moment, which do you need to say more? Do you need to cry out to my God? Do you need to cry out to myself? If you need to cry out to our God, you'll sing with me, you'll sing. Eli. And if you need to sing more into your heart, you'll sing. Billy B. And together our hearts will form this harmony with God. After all, isn't that what we're doing today? Isn't that why we exist? To bring some goodness in the world, make some harmony with God, and if we're at it with our friends too. Hey,
Billy B.
We turn to our prayer for healing, page 253. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired that you can't see. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. Something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home, hand in guide your bones, and I will try to fix you. This Shabbat, we are mindful of our prayers for healing for Nicola Hadian, Ari Zalman Leib ben Shoshana v'Moshe, Dina Leah bat Zohara, Lauren Berman, Grayson DeNovo, Samantha Farish, Dr. Robert Fox, Jessica Lynn Friedman, Denise Garrett, Nancy Gordon, Elliot Goldstein, Robert Gruder, Alan Habenstock, Ellen Hutt, Beth Johnson, Ruthie Jordan, Richard Kitson, Hadass Kramer Najari, Marshall J. Lewis, Nechama Bat Raphael, Claudia Liebenson, Mario Luro, Michal Liran Bat Yael, Jim McIndoe, Yoram Minnis, Lynn Richard, Sharon Ritter, Galina Rybolchenko, Jenny Schnitzer, Rhonda Schwartz, Melanie Schwimmer, Ilana Schaefer, Bernard Stein, Seth Streichler, Lynn Slotkin, Bob Shearer, Cindy Spector, Gerald Trimble, David Tossman, Fred Valfer, Kathy Weil, John Weil, Eric Winston, George Wise, Sandy Wood, and Todd Villa. We invite those who are joining us virtually to add those who you're thinking of in the chat, and we invite those present to share the names that they're thinking of at this moment as our eyes meet. We join together in our prayer for healing, Mishabera.
Tears stream down your to fix you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Rabbis Navarez, Gimbel, and I have a running rabbi text message group. You're probably not surprised about that. Filled often with notes concerning the needs of the synagogue, plans for Shabbat, notes about who's on first, and often some not so I jokes for which we are all responsible, but mostly Rabbi Gimbel. Yeah. Today, as I was running late, I heard and saw no news, unheard of, actually, for me since 9/11, until I checked my text message from our rabbi group, with Rabbi Navarez in Israel and Rabbi Gimbel down the governor's strand, informing me of today's decision of the Supreme Court. Across my mind flashed that winter day at the University of Maryland, where sighs of relief and thanksgiving could be heard across the entire campus, and I am certain across the entire country. Roe v. Wade, woman would be allowed bodily autonomy, almost 50 years, and today that freedom to choose, dashed for so many, and in addition, for Jews throughout the country, our religious freedom is being challenged. Every year since our introduction to Judaism class began, 1 or 2 or 3 rabbis have taught with great love and care Jewish life cycles. Abortion is an important part of the life cycle of birth, baby namings, and circumcision. Today, of all days, this part of the course bears repeating. And I will tell you that the National Council of Jewish Women has put on an entire packet of sermon talking points for us as rabbis, cantors, educators, and other Jewish leaders, some of which I'm using tonight. It is worth the read in its entirety, complete with Jewish sources in Torah and Talmud, and from learned colleagues. In short, you should know, a fetus does not have the status of personhood. The full status of personhood begins at a viable birth. For Jews, life begins not at conception, but when the head emerges in birth and a first breath is taken. Our sources state that for the first 40 days, a fetus is a mere fluid and regarded as part of the pregnant person's body from then until birth. And in Jewish tradition, it's extremely important to remember that when a pregnant person's life is at stake, the saving of that person's life is first and paramount, known to us as pikuach nefesh. The Central Conference of American Rabbis, to which Rabbi Navarez, Gimbel, and I belong, put out a strong statement today, and I want to share most of it with you. The Central Conference of American Rabbis condemns in the strongest terms the Supreme Court decision in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization and deplores the reversal of the precedent set a half-century ago in Roe v. Wade. Roe guaranteed a right to reproductive health care, enabling tens of millions of pregnant people to terminate pregnancies that threaten their well-being. Now we are facing a terrifying future. Hundreds of millions of Americans in about half of the 50 states will lack access to safe and legal abortion care. Abortion access is part of a comprehensive health care. Overturning Roe v. Wade will not stop abortions. What it will do is increase the occurrence of illegal, dangerous abortions, thereby causing unnecessary death and suffering. We know that low-income women and all gender non-conforming individuals who can become pregnant will suffer the greatest burden of state abortion bans triggered by a reversal of Roe v. Wade. This ruling will not harm only countless individuals, but also their families and communities. This decision violates the First Amendment's guarantee of the right of free exercise of religion for Jews and others whose religious traditions, like ours, permit abortion. Moreover, this ruling is a violation of the principle of the separation of church and state, a cherished ideal of our unique American democracy. We will not rest in our ongoing struggle for reproductive liberty working with all our Reform Movement partner organizations, as well as the National Council of Jewish Women, Jews of other movements, women's and LGBTQ advocacy groups, interfaith partners, and all Americans who join this work for individual bodily autonomy and privacy. In the strongest terms, CCAR rabbis call on Congress to enact federal legislation guaranteeing a right to safe and legal abortion for all within our nation's borders. The CCAR will support its members who are in need of abortion care wherever they live, just as Reform rabbis will be present for members of the communities they serve and for all Americans in need of abortion care, again, wherever they live. Our Canadian colleagues I have seen already have publicly offered their help whenever needed, and it seems that Canada will also, not just the rabbis. And we will do whatever we can as your rabbis to help. On this Shabbat, while we celebrate with family, friends, and those whom we will meet this evening, please give deep thought about the paths we each need to follow. And just for your information, on beliefs and values surrounding reproductive rights, you can visit websites of the Religious Action Center and the Women of Reform Judaism, in addition to the National Council of Jewish Women. I am wishing you all a thoughtful, peaceful, and joyful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite Mike Chasen for a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. It's wonderful to see you all here joining us on this day in this beautiful setting, even in these challenging times. I want to start by saying I'm going to depart from my usual actions up here. I like to go for the laugh. I do. It's fun. But given the solemnity of the evening, I just don't feel it's appropriate, so I'm going to stick to the script. I do want to thank some people, in addition to all of you, for just being here, but for our men's club members, Marty Stern and Robert McNeese, thank you for ushering tonight and making us all feel so welcome. Thank you very much. I want to thank our rabbis and our musical accompanists. Thank you for your beautiful melodies, harmonies, and service. I have but two more reminders. One is that you found us here tonight. Wonderful. We appreciate it. Thank you. You can always find our religious service schedule as well as other outreach opportunities, both in person and virtually, on our website, cbisd.org. And please, do remember to speed your transition from here into the Sabbath. If you parked in the parking structure, please don't forget to validate. Thank you.
Page 261. It seems that the year is flying, and we are welcoming yet a new month, the month of Tammuz. So please join with me in the middle of the page. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Tammuz yeh b'yom Revi'i v'chamishi. The new month of Tammuz will begin Wednesday night and Thursday, or Tuesday night and Thursday.
May it be your will, God, my God, and God of my ancestors, that the coming month bring us peace, full life and blessing. May the promise of your new moon fill us with well-being. Guide us as we grow, making us complete. May it be your will, God, my God, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאמותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאבותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאמותינו.
We begin to conclude this beautiful musical Shabbat with Aleinu, page 282. Won't you please rise if you're able?
עלינו לשבח לאדוננו, לתת גדולה יוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו בהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו
Please be seated. We turn to page 294. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. It has been a difficult month for our community, and I'm sad to announce the recent deaths of Araceli Morales Cornelio, mother of Angela Lefter and John Lefter, grandmother of Aaron and Alexandra, and of Janet Henry, mother of Laura and Roy Givon, John Dorado and Leah Henry, and grandmother of Soraya Rowan, Elijah Givon, and Gabriel Givon. For Paul Hagop Kalamkarian, father of Sharon Kalamkarian, grandfather of Becca, Kay, and Sam Ottinger. And for Tamara Strauss, mother of Brandon and Grant Alter, daughter of Iris and Matt Strauss, sister of Stephen Strauss, and Stephanie, Zichrona Livracha. And we are in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days after burial for Scott Hilberg. We are remembering at this time Raymond Adler, Amelia Bobby Aronson, Minnie Avidon, Robert J. Bailey, Muriel Beyer, George Bliss, David Bretow, Blanche Koplowitz Brown, Samuel Sirkin, Rebecca Rosenfeld de Norton, Louis Dukoff, Buzz Faber, Rose Fine, Sadie Fleischman, Gustav Friedman, Lillian Glazer, Rose Glass, Bessie Goldberg, Rosalind Goldsmith, Ariana Gray, Eli Greenberg, Stuart Gruber, Benjamin Guterman, Mark Habelson, Vera Handler, Milton Hartman, Bessie Hartzman, Glenn Haskell, Naomi Hirsch, Grace Bobroff Janin, Marguerite Cattleman, David Krupman, Dora Lampert, Rosalie Levi, Harry Babe Levin, Philip Liff, Molly Mallinger, Jillian Mann, Sally Maper, Orville Rubin Milstein, Louis Nemeth, Pearl Newton, Renee O'Rourke, Raymond Platt, Gert Pollock, Pauline Press, Victor Radin, Chana Malka Rosenberg, Jeffrey Sampson, John Samuels, Harvey Silber, Marvin Silver, David Simon, Bella Sitkovsky, Donald Spielman, Morgan Milne Strand, Morris G. Strauss, Louis Thomas, Harriet Kaplan Turberg, Ellen Weinbaum, Melvin Lawrence Weissman, Irving Weissman, Rabbi Martin M. Weitz, Margaret Weitz, Vivian Wingrat, Fred Wolf, Gertrude Cummings, Wool, and Kathleen Zimmerman. Perhaps you've come to say Kaddish and would like to share a name with us. Please do so as I meet your eyes. We rise together as community. Kaddish Yatom, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmed Kudsha, Brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories always be for blessing. We join together in Adon Olam, page 321 if you need and want the words, or put your arm around someone and clap and sing with us. But we're not doing that. We changed our minds. We're going to end with Oseh Shalom. So you should all be putting your arms around each other.
Oseh shalom, shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom, shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu,
We wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. And we join together in Motzi. And just as a brief announcement, if you are joining us for the Tribe Oneg, which is for our 20s and 30s, they're going to be meeting right behind me in our activity center. Please join with us. 20s to 40s. Thank you. You still wouldn't make it, buddy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.